number 4 for Romantic Warrior.
And welcome to Jig Racing, and it's a big welcome to Singapore's 5-time analyst, 3-time winner of the Man of Singapore, 3-time premiership player, and it's the great man Josh Mcloughlan. Did I leave anything out, mate?
4-time premiership player, Rocky.
4 times, sorry.
Four, mate.
But you didn't say I was wrong on the 5-time analyst of the year.
No, I didn't even know where you were going with any of that. But I just recognised you got the premiership one wrong, mate. So I thought I'd pull you up on that.
Hey, mate, our first segment today is going to be one we use every now and then called Talking Through Our Kick, thanks to Nippy's Fruit Juices, of course, another successful Riverland product. Last week, mate, you tipped a $31 chance called Full Set Star that we all jumped on at the between $31 and $20 and felt pretty happy with ourselves when the pre-post was $8.50. Can you talk me through where we all lost our money, mate?
Oh, to be a fly on Paddy Payne's lounge room wall, Rocky, to be a fly on his wall, I reckon he would have been upside down like the Exorcist in The Exorcism, just going bananas there. Look, as you said, it all seemed like we were geniuses at the time when it turned into $8.50. It was genuine money that was brought that horse in. There weren't many deductions, but look, the young girl got the ride wrong, Rocky. You can't sugarcoat it. She got it wrong. She through gate 13, which is the ideal gate to draw up the Flemington Straight. There was already clear indications that you needed to be at that side of the track. She tracked into it beautifully. She was on the back of the second last horse there with a free run at it down the outside.
Yep.
And for whatever reason, I don't know why, but she had a brain fade and she decided to cut back to the inside, which is quicksand, and dashed up. She was only beaten 1.4 lengths. And I think had she just angled off heels and gone down the outside where she should have gone, where it was clearly the best ground, I think that horse probably wins by 3.
Yep.
And, it's a very nice day at the office, Rocky. But, look, this is what you buy into at this time of the year with apprentices claiming 3-4 kilos. You're going to get that type of tax that you need to put on top of horses at your back. But it was hard not to sort of kick the couch a few times, Rocky, at watching it unfold.
Well, when I had a good look at it after you'd put it on Jig Racing, I hadn't heard of the horse, and I see it's won first up, it's won on the heavy, and I thought, well, this is over the odds. But
Paddy Payne too. Like, can he do anything wrong at the minute? You know, like he's sending to the races. Don't ever put a line through them first up. There more often than not, they've had 4 or 5 trials before they get there.
Yeah,
places them so well. He takes a risk with apprentices on top to what you can only imagine is to get a price.
Yeah.
And it was the right horse. So the patient, the operation was a success, but the patient died, Rocky.
All right, mate, we're going to change lanes here and put the blinker on just for a couple of minutes because there is some great racing coming up in Queensland over the next 3 weeks, and Stratty this week, which you need to have a look at and have your dry selections in there. What's your first thoughts this far out, mate?
Yeah, well, I mean, we're doing this on a Wednesday, so I've only just sort of scanned my eyes over at Rocky, and I leave Queensland form up to the Phantom. So he tips us into these big race winners all the time up there. So I'll be interested to see what he's got for us. But generally, as a rule, Rocky, it's certainly a race for horses down in the weights.
Yeah,
I think their 3-year-olds get into the race really well. Regal Award is a horse that we've always had a bit of time for. He got it right last night when he jumped.
Yeah,
He gets in with 49.5 kilos this week.
Yeah.
He draws a middle row.
Yeah.
If he can jump with them, and it's a big if, Rocky, it's a big if. But if he can jump with them, he's going to take some beating, I think, with that weight off those horses up the top.
Yeah.
I'm interested in to see what he does. I think 60 is another 3-year-old for Chris Waller that is certainly, I think 1,400 metres is his distance.
Yeah.
and he also gets in with 51 or so. So it's not to put a line through the ones at the top of the weights, but as a rule, Rocky, not many of them win.
No, and I mean, to be fair, compared to previous years, mate, 56.5, while it is a top weight, it's not what they were carrying back 10, 20 years ago with their 59s. And I think Rough Abbott carried 61 year on a heavy, and chased home from the previous suburb and won the race. So there's some really nice horses in the race, but they've got to handle the soft 7, which borders on heavy, doesn't it? And the lighter you've got to get through that those conditions, mate, the better off you are.
Yeah, it's a terrific race, and I think there's a big difference between Doomben and Eagle Farm. Is their new track at Eagle Farm drains really well.
Yeah.
So if it does, and they end up getting to a soft 5 or 6 or whatever, you certainly got a hard to put a line through horses like Fangirl. I thought Seeple's run was better than what it was last start, but he's come up with gate 21, which makes it more or less impossible. But I wouldn't let anyone put you off if you really like something. Horses like Headley Grange could win again.
Yeah.
Even our old mate Von Hawk was a good run in the last start, Rocky, at
He
huge odds.
was.
And he's going to spin around at huge odds again here. So
It's only
if they go really
$66 at the minute.
if they happen to just overdo it up front, he's the type of horse that I think continually gets a line put through him.
Yeah.
And, you know, you are relying on a lot to go right with Fangirl, Seeples, and even the 3-year-olds, because I think the 3-year-olds races you'll be able to know whether they're a chance 100 metres after they jump.
Yep. And of course, Regal Award trained by a bloke that could train a rocking horse to win at Flemington at the minute, mate. Phil Stokes.
He's going well, isn't he? Well, we talk about him a lot, Rocky, for a bloke that we've never had a horse with. So
Yeah.
we're not talking through our kick here. We're just very respectful of how that team place their horses. They do it time and time again across multiple states.
Yeah. Yeah, that's right. Also, while we're dancing around the place, you like one in race 1 at Sandown on Saturday. Imboob. Thoughts there?
Yeah, look, it's an interesting 2-year-old race. It's from Sandown, shoot start there, hillside. It's a tricky track to punt on, Rocky, this time of the year. You don't know what you're going to get. But I have liked the way that they've hidden this horse away at the jump outs. I thought there'd be a bigger price about him, Rocky, to be honest, because I think he's been very, very well hidden at the jump outs.
Yeah.
But I think there's certainly a motor there. So respecting him, but at the same time, I thought the $4 or whatever they opened up with was short enough. So you just hold on, you might get a better price come race day.
Yeah.
But I think he's a 2-year-old that certainly wouldn't shock if he came out and won on debut.
Rightio. And of course, in that same race, mate, is one of our nice horses, Tales of Time.
Exactly. And there's no jockey booked yet, Rocky, which is a bit of a concern. And Ben Mallam, Jamie Mallam, who ride a lot for the McDonald's stable, are both going to be in Queensland. So whether he lines up there or not, I don't know. But he's a nice colt, but he does do a little bit wrong still. So let's just see. He's short enough in the markets, Rocky, that I'd probably want to see him drift before I got involved with him.
Yeah, okay. Now we'll come back into our normal segment here, mate, which is the accountability stakes, thanks to 1-800-GOT-JUNK. Simply call 1-800-468-586. No sign of Fonk, mate. What's going on there? You can't miss him, so what's he doing?
Oh, he's still making enough noise behind the scenes, Rocky.
Really?
You turn the radio on, you'll hear him occasionally. We got to mute it.
O2 Good was a terrific selection by you, very gutsy, and has continued to make you 100% correct with your analysis there. Belmont Gangster had every chance last start, finished a gallant second. This week, though, you've found an import to chuck head first into the bin. Tell us about that one, mate.
Stack of imports getting around, Rocky, making their debuts, being 1 or 2 runs in. Always over punted, these horses, forever over punted. And Fearless Freddie's another one. You can put him in the bin. He gets back. He runs on. He's heavily backed. Big spruiks on him. I don't think he's much good, to be honest. He was heavily spruiked on the weekend. Everyone wanted to back him. Everyone wanted to tip him. I don't rate him. He's from a camp that I don't touch as a rule. And he's had 3 runs in this time and he hasn't won. And he won't be winning 4th up, Rocky.
Mate, before we go, I'd love your opinion as well on the imports, because they'll run first up in the Melbourne Cup when they bring them over here and they haven't had a start for 5 months, and they'll go first up in the Melbourne Cup. We bring them over here, and a lot of trainers like to think they can replicate that. But I think the ones that start them off on a journey which is totally unattracted to the horse, yet you watch them do some good stuff and know that they are on the improve each week. And there's not all of them do that, as you're saying, with the one we put in the bin. But do trainers have to train their way more with the imports, or go with what they're being told?
I think they're becoming really hard to buy now, because there's such a taste to want to be involved in a Melbourne Cup horse, Rocky. And if you go through all the imports, they generally fill up most of that great race in November. Yeah. But I think a lot of the people that are buying them now are trying to get a bit tricky, because you have to, on what you're paying for them. You can get a horse that's won on the collie over there, and you're going to have to pay 500,000 or 600,000 for them. And they'll generally come here off a rating of 70. And I think they can go through the grades with them. But what I've found, I think Kieran Maher probably does it better than anyone with his imports, is that they will give them a couple of runs, but I think they're pretty informative to their owners about, this is going to be a 2-year process before we might even get them going. Yeah. I think a lot of them don't show anything. I think you see the Caulfield Cup winner a couple of years ago that Harry Coffey rode. Yeah. It looked like it was going backwards. For the first year that it was here, and then they got it going. I think Middle Earth was the same. Yeah. So it's a long process, Rocky. But if you're paying $2 million for them, or $1.5 million, you sort of want to see a result. So unless you're Kieran Maher, who's got time on his hands, and $1 million owners who can just keep topping up the system, I think these other people that are buying them are sort of getting a bit trigger happy with them, and it backfires on them.
Yep, I agree with that too. All right, mate, well, we're giving away no freebies this week. You did mention one that they can have a look at, but this week we're saying you've got to jump on the app, Jig Racing, Google Play or Apple, and get everything that Jig's got, all his black bookers that we didn't go through today for the first time for a month, and all his tips all around Victoria, and of course we've got the Phantom burning a hole in Queensland with some of his selections as well. So log in and join, $7 a week, $1 a day, 7 days free. Can't keep telling them, Jig. They'll be buying very nice Christmas presents, or they'll be eaten out of the dustbin.
He's in very good form, the Phantom too. He comes into his own this time of the year up there, Rocky. So nice little 2 from 2 there on Sunday for him again. And very, very interested to get his thoughts on the Stradbroke, Rocky. He gets these races more often than not right, and generally horses at a big price. He tipped us into Headley Grange. I'm very interested to last time at 13-1. Very interested to see what he's got for us in the Stradbroke this weekend. So download the app and you'll see.
Good on you, mate. We'll catch up next week. Nice short show for us for a change, mate, and then we can analyse what the people have missed out on and keep preaching to the unconverted.
Sounds good, mate. Look after that, man. Look after that bloody producer of yours in there. He's getting a bit out of hand too.
Yeah, well, just keep your voice down a little bit, mate, because you've gone down nights.
I'm not surprised.
All right, mate.
All right, Rocky. Good to chat to you, mate.
You too, buddy.